is going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and you can tell I'm in a whole new space, right? We are at Atlanta JaxWax. We're getting the car detailed because it actually hasn't been detailed since I moved down to Atlanta. I've washed it myself. And you know, I'm particular about who touches the car, right? So it says a lot about Atlanta JaxWax. I'll actually leave all their info in the description, you guys. But we're gonna be discussing the 5 hidden features you didn't know about your Charger or Challenger, you guys. And some of them were actually new to me, and I've owned a Challenger for a long time now, right? And it also works for some Jeeps, depending on which one, so Trackhawks, things of that nature. So make sure you tune in, man. Of course, everything 1320 happens on the channel. If you haven't locked in, make sure you hit that subscription button, the notification bell, all of that good stuff. And let's go check out the car. Look at it. First time it's been clean since I've been down here, you guys. First time it has been clean, right, since I've been down. So you guys, like I said, I'll leave it down in the description for you guys, but let's hit these 5 features. Let's go. All right, you guys, we just made it back from Atlanta JaxWax, and yes, it's a little cold, so I had to go throw on a jacket to finish this video. But again, I did leave all of their info down in the description, so if you're in the Atlanta or Metro Atlanta area, those are the guys to take care of your car. Now, biggest thing is, again, we're diving into the 5 hidden features of your Charger, Challenger, Jeep, Scatpack, Hellcat, etc. that you may not have known, right? And there's a few at the end that will surprise you, so make sure you stick around for that, right? The first one is something that I never knew, but it's kind of like one of those things that Dodge definitely played it smart, right? And it is, right, when you take your keys, right, and you're gonna pop your trunk, and let's say you're getting stuff out of the trunk. Shout out to JaxWax, you guys. Let's just say you know, you left them in there, all right, and you're like, just totally forgot, gonna walk away, right? It will not allow you to lock your keys in the car, right? Now, if you do have another key fob within 5 feet, it will allow you to lock it because it recognizes another key fob. But again, you can see, all right, key fob, I'm gonna fully close it, and you're gonna hear it pop back open in about 1 to 2 seconds. And then, of course, boom, right? So Dodge did do something right with the security, right? They didn't allow you to lock your keys in the car. Now, it's one of those things that I always keep my keys in my pocket, right? So I doubt that will ever happen to me, but when I found that, I was like, wow, like that could save a few people, and of course it'll pop the trunk for you and never have to have that issue. And you can't even lock your inside, all right, without the key outside of the car, you guys, if you didn't know. Now, number 2, all right, we're gonna dive into that. Let's go. All right, for number 2, you can see we have actually hopped in the car. Now, you guys know that your key fob runs on a battery, and if it dies, the car will not function unless you do this specific thing, right? And not many people know. It's one of those things that a lot of people just go replace the battery, but if it's your only car, how are you gonna get to Walmart, etc. to get the battery, right? You take your key fob, all right, and you kind of see the nose end of it, right? What you're gonna do, all right, you are gonna take that nose end, all right, and right where your engine start stop is, all right, you will take that and you will start your car, right? Dead or not, it will recognize the actual key as soon as you bring it to it, right? You already make too much money, Tusi, you can't have none of my copyright, man. But that is something I actually knew and had to do at one point when my key fob died. I actually had to drive to the store by, again, simply just putting the nose of it right there, you guys. And the third, again, we are back in the car, right? And this is one that helped me at the drag strip get things done a lot quicker, right? If you didn't know, in your Scatpack, Hellcat, etc., you have different drive modes, custom modes, all of that. Now, my 1320 is different than anybody else's Scatpack, Hellcat, etc. If you own a 1320, you know our SRT pages are a little bit different. We have the Demon pages versus you guys having the SRT pages, Scatpack pages. RT pages, Hellcat pages, right? But the function still works. Now, your buttons will probably say different things, but what we're going to be talking about is your custom mode. You guys know that you have track mode, drag mode. Well, 1320s have drag mode, street, 500 versus 700 horsepower, all these things that you can kind of customize, right? And to be able to get straight to it, right, the biggest thing I didn't know, your custom motor, how you normally drive your car, how you set it up, all you have to do is double tap your button. Now, I have a drag button, so my button is my super Trackhawk that I will actually double tap. Some of you guys will double tap your SRT button, some of you guys will double tap your SRT pages button. It really just depends on what year and model you have, right? So you can see, all right, I have my screen up, all right, and all you're gonna do is come down here to the button, double tap, and it will put me in my default mode, which is what I ride around in. You can see I have sport steering, suspension, traction, and my engine and transmission on normal. And then you can see I have only two, default and drag, you guys. You guys should have a few different modes running across the bottom half here, but again, 1320 versus your other Scatpack 392s, Hellcats. Alright, you guys, we are finishing up with the stuff inside of the car, right? This next one is kind of aggravating in a sense, but I can see why Dodge did it for the security aspect, keeping people safe, you know, the court cases that could probably happen from this, right? Now, you probably know where I'm going with this, alright, and if you do, leave a comment and let me know how aggravating it actually is for you. But you kind of know when you're in the car and you're getting, you know, something done, you're like, I just need to move it a little bit, so you have your foot hanging out the door is open, right? And it automatically shuts you down, right? It literally comes up with a auto parking gauge, shift to P, then shift to gear, all this other stuff, right? So what I'm gonna do is put the car in gear. I'm actually gonna reverse with the door open, right? And you're gonna see what exactly happens. So you're gonna see again, we're gonna go in reverse, right? I am going to open the door. And then you can see it engaged, right? And you can see it flashing at me here, flashing at me here. And you actually have to shift to P, close the door, and then shift back into gear before it will actually clear and allow you to back up. So, for instance, it actually happened to my detailer earlier today. We were trying to move the car just slightly to finish the tire cleaning, etc., and he couldn't figure out why, right? And he doesn't have a lot of Dodges, or he doesn't own a Dodge, so he wouldn't know that, and it kind of freaked him out a little bit, right? So it's something that you definitely don't know if you don't own a Dodge or have tried it, right? So it's kind of aggravating, but again, I can see where it keeps people safe. But let's dive into the other ones. So this one is a little bit different for you guys, right? And it's actually set up in the electronics of a 2019 and above Scatpack and Hellcat. I'm not sure about RT, but it is your RBS, all right? And if you don't know what that is, Google it, we'll kind of explain it. But what it actually does for the car, now it's not raining as you guys can tell, right? So I don't want to actually turn it on with the car because it'll just make my windshield wipers go a whole bunch, right? But when you put your windshield wipers, right, in low or high, it will automatically apply a little bit of brake pressure on the actual rotors. And what that does is it actually wipes away the coating of water or whatever is on them to help with better handling, brake time, things of that nature, right? And it's actually something that's set up within the actual system itself of the car that you cannot turn off, right? So it actually helps, don't get me wrong, yes, you can still crash these cars in the rain, you guys. I don't suggest driving a very fast car in the rain, especially depending on what kind of tire you have, right? But that is an added safety feature that not many people know, right? And again, it's just switching your windshield wipers from low to high, or putting them at that point, right? Your RBS system is your rain brake system, right? So it's one of those things that it only does it to the front part of the brake, so don't think it's like braking all four or anything like that. It does it to the front because that's where a lot of the water is actually coming through. Yes, both your rotors get wet, right, when it rains. But it's one of those things that your bigger Brembos are going to be in the front, so your Hellcats have the 6-piston. Your 392 SRTs have 6 pistons. Some of your newer Scatpacks and wide bodies are coming with the 6 pistons. And this is a 5,000 pound car, man. It's something that you definitely want to be safe with in the rain, and definitely Dodge did a good thing on that. But if you didn't know, man, look up RBS, your rain brake system, you guys. All right, we're gonna dive into an extra one for you guys. Now, if you haven't watched my last video on how to roll race your Scatpack or Hellcat, right? That's the video I need you guys to tap into. That is going to teach you what I'm about to tell you now. A lot of people do not know, when you're at a certain mile per hour, if you hold down your left paddle shifter, it will automatically downshift into the best position to quote unquote launch, or I'm gonna use the term launch, right? Launch the car, right? So your 60 miles per hour is gonna drop down into third. Your 45 to 40 miles an hour is gonna drop down into second, right? And it does it automatically, so you don't have to hit the paddle shifter a whole bunch of times, right? Now, it's something that's set up within the system. It cannot be turned off. I don't even think it can be tuned to be off, right? Your shift points can change through the tune and transmission tuning, etc., like I have done to Toro. But it's one of those things that not many people know. So if you don't, man, go check it out. I'm gonna leave a tag up here for you guys to actually click that link and watch that video as well. Because there are some things that it's got some tips and tricks to help you win more races on the roll racing side. Now again, my car is not set up for roll racing, right? I am a dig person at the end of the day, but you never know. Out here in Atlanta, you catch a lot of smoke, right? But hopefully you learned a few things about your Dodge, all right, Challenger, Charger, Jeep, all of that good stuff. And, you know, let me know what you guys think, and if you have any other hidden features of the car that I may not have spoken on, right? But if you haven't already, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, you guys. We're about at 3,000 followers. I can't thank you guys enough. We're going to do another giveaway here at 3,000, and it's actually going to be a bigger giveaway than I did for my 2,000. I actually did my $2,000 giveaway. I can't use the term privately, right? But I have a subscriber that's actually local to Charlotte that has been supporting me since day one. And we actually did it through Instagram. And I said, hey, I was going to do a giveaway. I'm going to wait. You've been supporting my channel. Literally, I think he was like my 4th subscriber or something like that, right? And he shows love every time that I see him. It is much appreciated. I know you're watching this video, man. Shout out to you. But 3,000, we are going to do a full live giveaway on the channel. Multiple people are going to be in it. You guys don't want to miss out. But you guys know everything 1320 happens on this channel, man, so make sure you lock in. Check out all of my videos on the channel. We're down in Atlanta. We're still getting kind of settled in, and that's a wrap.